I would like to introduce Kathy Hansen. Okay, I guess I get to eat the microphone. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. This is just an amazing event. I am a breast cancer survivor. It's been 2.5 years since I was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma. I firmly believe that I am a survivor in part because of regular mammograms. I'm kind of a poster child for mammograms. I had a baseline mammogram in my late 30s and screening mammograms every year from age 40 on. Like many women, I had dense fibrocystic breasts, and over the years I often needed to have additional pictures or follow-up ultrasound exams. So I was not too concerned after my March 2003 annual mammogram when I got a phone call saying that I needed to come back in for some more pictures, or when the technician needed to take some enlarged views. It wasn't until she told me that I could get dressed, but I shouldn't leave because the radiologist wanted to talk to me, that I started to worry. The radiologist tried to be reassuring, but all I really heard was suspicious microcalcifications and biopsy. This was just the first of many instances when I had to reconcile what I expected with what turned out to be reality. We expected that the microcalcifications were nothing to worry about, but the biopsy came back positive for breast cancer. Based on the mammogram and a physical exam, we expected that the lumpectomy would remove one small tumor, but the surgeon found one large tumor along with several smaller ones. We expected no spread to the lymph nodes, but found that in fact the cancer had spread into my lymph system. We expected that the lumpectomy would be followed by radiation, but instead I faced 8 rounds of chemotherapy. We expected that the surgery had removed all the cancer in my right breast, but it hadn't, and so I had a second lumpectomy. We expected that the follow-up mammograms, ultrasounds, and breast MRIs would be conclusive about the presence of residual cancer in my right breast and the possibility of cancer in my left breast, but they weren't conclusive, and so I chose to have bilateral or double mastectomies. My breast cancer experience can be summed up by expect the unexpected. I've learned that cancer is more than a physical trauma. Healing needs to occur emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and sometimes that is as hard or even more difficult than the physical healing. I had wonderful help and support along the way. First and always from my incredible husband, Kevin. Together we have faced all the pitfalls along this road, giving each other strength, comfort, counsel, and hope. My friends, family, and co-workers were all very supportive, and yet, as much as these people cared about me, they didn't fully understand what I was going through. And so I reached out to fellow breast cancer survivors through local and online support groups. I've attended retreats and workshops for breast cancer survivors as well. And the people in these programs have helped me grow throughout my treatment and beyond. And they continue to inspire me every day. So, where am I now? I can't say that I'm back to normal. One of the most difficult lessons I learned is that there is no going back. Having breast cancer has changed me inside and out. And the woman I am now is not the woman I was before. After all, I lost my hair, which grew back, and my breasts, which didn't. But I have learned so much about breast cancer and its treatment, and about myself. For me, that means, in the months since I was diagnosed with cancer, I've been determined to make the best of it. And for me, that means continuing to move forward, finding ways to give back, and do something positive with what I've learned. One thing I discovered that I could expect was that the American Cancer Society would be with me throughout my cancer experience. When I was first diagnosed, I saw information as power, a way to deal with the fears and the unknown. So I read pamphlets put out by the American Cancer Society, talked with a Reach to Recovery volunteer, and visited the ACS website. During my treatment, I continued to rely on ACS for information and support, including participating in a Look Good, Feel Better session and ordering products from the TLC catalog. And now it's my turn to get involved as a volunteer in programs like Reach to Recovery and Relay for Life, and as an advocate in the sister organization, ACS CAN, the Cancer Action Network, working with legislators on cancer-related issues, and as a delegate for Light the Capital for Hope, a Relay for Life type event which is going to be taking place in Madison later this month. As you well know, the theme for this year's Breast Cancer Awareness Walk Run is Do It For Me. I urge the women in the audience to get their screening mammograms. Do that for yourselves. I certainly have taken full advantage of all that ACS has to offer me as a breast cancer patient and survivor, and I want those services to continue to be available. So please do it for me, so that my personal status as a cancer survivor can stay NED, no evidence of disease, and so my work as a volunteer and an advocate can continue to make a difference in eradicating breast cancer. Thank you.